Welcome to the Joy of Drawing Intro Workshop. And today we're going to be drawing a wild turkey in preparation for Thanksgiving. So hope you enjoy it.
And we're a nonprofit. We're based in San Francisco. A lot of you know this. I started it with a fellow Brit, Katie Lee, but she went back to the UK. So we want to awaken and empower people's creativity, improve the quality of their lives. And really, drawing is an activity anybody can enjoy. And it's really the launch pad to any kind of visual art. So very important step. So the exercise, it's available on Amazon. And so it's called The Joy of Drawing, a Beginner's Manual. And it comes with instructions and all kinds of videos, free videos, free download. Very worthwhile thing if you're interested in building your skills. So this is a skill building class. Um, so I'm not teaching how I draw, I'm teaching you skills. So, we are interested. Oh, here's Vivian from London. I knew Vivian. I knew we'd have somebody from the UK. I have to just take a. Hi, Vivian. Lovely to see you, darling, from London. So we've got London, Canada, East Coast, and then we're from the West Coast. So there you go. A good mix, okay, and Midwest. So we've got everything. We've got everybody. All right, so drawing's really important because it helps us see things anew. It's also a great way to relax. And one of the reasons is because you have to be in the moment. So when you're in the moment, like all the other cares and problems and stresses sort of go away. So this really, it's also a way that we can communicate and work together and be a little team. And this this is a crazy drawing that I did. Do you know that I did a lot of this without looking at the paper? It's called blind contouring. And I was with a bunch of ladies, but I kind of like it. It's unusual.
I love that one. Very nice.
So while we can build a skill and we can try and relax, sometimes that can be a little bit difficult because we all have this nasty thing called an inner critic that talks to us and says kind of beastly things about us, and we all have it, every artist. And there's a lot of great quotes from artists, from Van Gogh to like on what to do with your inner critic. And we tell you to take your inner critic that tells you, oh, you can't draw. And honestly, so many times when I've, questioned people about this, even people that have never drawn in their lifetime, I always find it goes back to, like early childhood, some teacher that just told the person they weren't any good, or they sat next to somebody that kept being, shown how wonderful they were and they never wanted to show their work. We all have that, okay? Everybody, including myself. So the thing to do is you leave your inner critic outside the door. So you open the door or put them in a box somewhere and say you're not welcome. Because when you're beginning to draw, the important thing is that you have to be your own coach and your own cheerleader. You really do, because you're doing something very brave. You're sort of putting a bit of yourself out there. Drawing is a very personal thing. And you're sharing things and with other people. So that's very brave of you. So take my advice on that one, believe me. Hard won advice after more years than I choose to share. We're going to draw a turkey today. So now, when I was researching this, there's all kinds of stuff online, but it's very childish. And they're cute turkeys, and you can do that. You can go online and you can draw a turkey. It's easy to find them. You just go to Google and say draw a turkey, and they're just they're fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is skill-based class, so I'm going to show you how you might draw a turkey that's like this turkey, which is an actual wild turkey, isn't it?
Raw turkey.
Okay, great. So now the things that we're going to do in order to teach you the essential skills you're going to need to do this little guy is you need to find your grip. You could just discover the perfect way to hold your pencil for optimum control and expression. And then you need to learn how to guide your hand and master the art of drawing lines, circles, forming the foundation for any drawing, and using guidelines. So breaking down the drawing into simple steps starting with circles, oval, and line for a turkey. So you'll need a graphite pencil, some drawing paper if you have it, doesn't matter if you don't. Also, if you just got some like cheap paper, like, print paper, the back of stuff you don't want, we'll use that for like our warm-up drills, and a thing called a kneaded eraser, which I'm going to show you what that is, and obviously a sharpener. And if you want to color your turkey, and then bring along some colored pencils. So let me just show you, this is a kneaded eraser. So I have one of these, and this is what we use for graphite. It's really the best graphite eraser. It looks really weird, and you can roll it around, and it's sort of like, silly putty, or putty. It's like a piece of putty, and you can make it into a bulb, a point, a blade, and I'll be demonstrating how you use that in a bit. And then the other thing, obviously, in your pencils, you'll have maybe an array of pencils and not know which ones to use. So we're going to learn that a HB is kind of the middle of the road. The H's, we use those for, we don't really use those for drawing because they're hard and they're very light and they're very hard to erase. So we go this away. We go to the B's, HB, 2B or not to be. Sorry, always say that. 4B, 6B, and then all the way up to 14B. So now this is what we call black. So that what it means is it's more and more and more. It's like the softer and softer and softer and softer till it's, you can rub it out with your finger. Okay. So here it's kind of middle of the road. And this is what you use usually for writing your name. And the yellow pencils that you get in school are HBs. But I'll be introducing you to some of these. If you've got some of these, great. You can always, if you're interested in going on and doing more drawing, you can always get a little, go to Michael's or, a good art store and just pick up a little, or Amazon actually. Go to Amazon and just get a little drawing kit or sketching kit. And it comes with, different types of pencils, a kneaded eraser, and so forth. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to learn, and I'm going to run through this. I'm going to run through all of these slides, and then we're going to actually do them. But it's how to hold your pencil. So if you pick up, and you can just do this yourself, if you just pick up your pencil, you'll notice that you're usually using it at the end. The thing you usually, because you're trying to put pressure on it and write your name. And this is used for detail paint drawing, not used for regular more drawing. So this is what we do for our drawing, which we'll practice. We move our pencil down about a third. You can still hold it in the same way, but move the pencil down so you've got at least a third of it sticking out. That way you don't have to put your hand on the paper, and you can make nice big gestural, which you'll need to draw circles, and you'll need to draw the curves, of the turkey and so on and so forth. So this is the main one we're going to use. And we're also going to practice with this a little bit and I'll show you how to do this one, but this is called drumstick. And this allows you to do really, really good shading. And this is the same thing moved further up and shading. So you're putting like a lot of hard shading, like real black shading. So we're going to do a little exercise with those in order to draw our turkey. So I'm going to show you the steps we're going to do here. Then I'll be out of my slideshow until the end. I'm going to show you the steps we're going to go through. And so we're going to learn how to hold our pencil, do a couple of little exercises, and then we'll be into the turkey. So you might go, well, how the heck am I ever going to do that? I'm a beginner. Give me a break. So I'm going to prove to you can. So the first thing you're going to do is you'll draw a circle and an oval. Now you'll be able to do this like a big egg and a circle, and they kind of, like clip on each other. Then what you do is these little called S curves for the turkey's neck. You give them a little eye, and then you join the egg and the circle up. You join them up like this, and then you're going to erase so that you've got his body is going all the way back here to his beautiful tail. And you're going to add his little feathers here. He's got a little kind of wing it, sort of beginning of his wings here, and then there's more wings in the next, and then you've got some sort of like concentric ovals here for his tail. And then the next one, you kind of fun, you're giving him a little bit of more neck here, right here. You're putting in his little funny little thing that he has, this little beard on his tummy, kind of weird. And then you're putting in the rest of his feathers here. And then then I'll show you how to finish him off. And then you can have his, on the last one, he's got a little trousers or his little shorts here and little legs like this, see? And then we go and we put him in some grass here. He's standing in some grass. And then you can color him in if you want, okay? Go. We're going on a wild turkey ride. So this is a photograph that I worked on to work out this image. So, but first of all, we're going to do a few exercises. So you'll just need some rough paper for these exercises. So the first thing I want you to do is have a look at your pencils. And I have several pencils here. This is, this is an HB here. And then I've got here a 2B. And I've got it all the way up to a 6B, which would be used for, that's a 2B. And you find them on the side here. You'll find out what you're doing here. This is a 6B. So now you'll find, you see that this is much darker, and I can rub it with my finger and make a nice mess. But this, I can't really rub that easily. So this goes darker and darker. So this is what we're going to use, okay? So that's your different pencils. So now I usually will use a 2B. Okay, so now this is your regular grip that you need to write your name. And you're using it, whether you hold it like that, I don't care how you hold it, that's not important. The important thing is that you're holding it close to the end, because you can get a lot of pressure with this, see? You can put it from the top, you can put it from the side, and you can make, nice little, this is how you're used to holding a pencil. Now we're going to tell you to do something that's not very, you might not feel very comfortable, but you pull it up a little bit. And we call this paintbrush. And what this allows you to do is draw like lovely curves, circles, lines. And I don't have my hand on the paper. So it's just, now it can take you a little bit of a while to get used to it, but it's kind of good if you press harder to start with and let it kind of let off. So press and then just kind of let the pencil do its thing and roll around. You can make big numeral 2s. That's always a good one. Like you can do 2, 2, 2. It's the next 2, 2. This will help. This is like, hand control. So that you're gaining control of your pencil and you're able to have it do the things you want. And here's the good thing. When you use it like this, you can see what you're doing. If I use it like this, I can't see what I'm doing. And the only part of my body that is really moving is my wrist, okay? But in order to get the bigger curves, I want to be able to move I'm really if you put your hand on your shoulder, you're really using your shoulder. You're actually moving, and you can feel your shoulder moves. Do you see that? Another thing you can do with this particular hold is draw circles, which we're going to be using today. So if you put your hand on your shoulder blade, get the best rotation. You rotate your shoulder blade. So I'm not rotating my arm at all. I'm just rotating my shoulder blade, and you can sort of do it in the air like this, and then let it kind of go down, and then just lightly just lightly, you'll find you get a pretty decent circle, and then you can erase any of the part you don't want. But in our case, we want to draw lightly because we're probably going to, so we can draw a circle and we can also draw ovals. So that's what we're going to be doing today, circles and ovals, which is pretty cool. So this gives you a bit of control, circles, ovals. So that is why we're using this grip. Now, it can hurt a little bit to start with because you're probably not used to using your shoulder, in which case you can always put your hand under your, and kind of support your arm a little bit if it's hurting. Okay? But that's an exercise for you to do, and this is an exercise in chapter 1 of the book. And now I'll show you how to do what we call the drumstick grip, which we use for shading. So if you put your hand, open your hand like this, if you're a righty, put your pencil in it so that your about here. So, and then you just lightly curve your hand around, turn it over. And now you can, I'm like literally touching the paper, and I'm just lightly, I get a very even shade, you see? You really need to have your pencil nicely sharpened. So you've got a bunch of pencil, a bunch of graphite showing. So you can sharpen really nicely. Now you're seeing a 6B. You see how dark I can shade? And then if I move my finger up to the top, now I'm going to be able to shade in really dark. Now you might go, why is she putting me through this? I don't need all this. Well, we are skill-based. So I'm not taking you to art school, but I tell you what, this is what you'll learn when you go there. Is that not right, Kate, Connie?
That is it.
Yeah, both Connie and I are.
That is it. That's what we do. And we practiced a lot of it.
Practice.
Yeah.
And I put Connie back through her paces when she came back to me for classes, and she now is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, now I can draw. Thank you, Caroline. I couldn't draw before. It didn't come easily to me.
There we go.
But
Yeah,
thank you.
You were learning graphics. I was being fine art, so.
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't a good student in drawing. It was just not my strength. But now I'm drawing.
Now it is. Okay,
now
good.
it is my strength. That's right. Thank you.
So guess what? We're ready to draw a turkey just with what I showed you. We're ready to draw a turkey. So we're going to get started. And I am going to be sharing all of this with you. And I'm going to put the exercise or the step that we're at. I'm going to put it, I've got my little turkey here. And I'm going to go, let's see, it's all in the wrong sequence. Why would I have it in the right sequence? Yeah. That's way too easy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All right, here we go. This is our very first part of our exercise. So you can see this is like a sort of a big egg shape here. But the first thing we're going to do is draw. You can draw it in whichever you like. So again, rotate your arm, your shoulder, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna make a pretty nice big turkey here. So I'm gonna give him quite a nice big body here. So we'll do a little circle. Now, the good thing about holding your pencil halfway down is that it's not heavy. So because it's not, and you can see this is very light. I'll just do it a little bit darker so you can see it. So it's not heavy. I'm not drawing heavily because as a new artist, you are going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. So you've got to not be afraid of making mistakes. So this is my kneaded eraser. Now it looks really old and terrible, but I can turn him in on himself. They last quite a long time. But even though he's sort of black and looking old, he's still working perfectly. So I can either use him to erase or pick up the graphite. If I sit like that, I think it's better, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to do my other one. So I go, oh, this is how, he's a little bit, I'm going to draw a little line here. So this little egg shape, he's kind of bigger. So I'm just going to keep going around and around, make a sort of a little kind of oval here. This is going to work out really well. And if it's not perfect, you know what? Doesn't matter. Does it, Donna?
No, doesn't matter.
That's step one. All right, so now we're going to connect these two together here. Like that. We're going to make a little bridge for his body. So we're collecting his body to, and you're going to see his tail. And this is sort of going to come around here. We'll do that in a bit. And now we're going to do what I call a little S curve. So we'll start just about here, just about there. And now this is what we call an S curve. So he's not quite as tall as this is, you can see here on the photograph that his head is not as high as his tail. This is, see, this is the tail, where his tail's going to go. But his head, so, you know, you go, oh, that's about where his head, and then we've got this little curve, see? Little curve here. And you can put this little kind of funny thing that goes around his neck. You can do that now, see? So there's one curve, and then the other curve, like here, see? And you can even draw a little oval here for his head and give him a little eye. And then he's got this funny wattle, right? Isn't that what they call it? A wattle.
Mm-hmm.
Not very pretty.
Mm-mm.
And not very, the heads, they're not very pretty. But we love them. We want to save them. So there we go. So we've got this going here. Now you can always go back and make a correction, okay? You always can. It's never, you know, I think, oh, I want my head to go a little bit like that. There's his head. And so now I'm going to take my little eraser here and I'm going to erase the part of the circle that I don't need. I don't need this, and I don't need this. So now I've got his head and his funny neck here. And I've got my little thing. So do the best you can on that, okay? I think I've got my circle a little bit big. See, I'm always making little corrections. And then you can take this guy here and sort of connect him up here. So this is going to be his lovely feathers here. And then you can make a little circle here, which is the back of his body here, where it's connecting up to. Here, see? Here, another little circle. And in fact, you've got, I'm now into the next step. We've got some little different, more circles that go around there. This is all his sort of different feathers. And then we've got this little flappy thing here, which is the top of his wing. This is wing here. This shape. See, it's like a little U, like a little U shape for his wing. And then I keep erasing everything I don't need anymore. And take this away because these feathers come all the way around here. Okay. Now these are called guidelines. They're just there to guide you on your way. I guess this is like his color here.
Isn't it called the cowl?
The cowl, there you go.
Yeah.
Cowl. Yeah. What's this thing here called? This thing here. This
Uh.
is coming down the middle of his breast here.
Oh, I don't know.
And it kind of. This is his breast. This is his breast here, see?
Yeah.
And you got one side and the other side. Breast. And give folks a little bit of time. So now I'm sort of, you know, okay. This is coming down here. But you see, I've got this guy in here. I may not have him perfect. But I thought it was much more interesting to draw a real turkey than, you know, just draw, you know, I don't know. That I just thought it was better. So now I'm putting in these little lines for his feathers. Feathers are so beautiful. This is the final part of that, the final step here is drawing in all the little lines here for the feathers. And then there's these feathers down here. These are so beautiful. See, these are the long feathers he's got here. You see that, Donna?
Mm-hmm.
So these are long and beautiful, and they've got this lovely markings on them. So beautiful, these markings. And this is what he's going to use to fly away when they try and catch him. This is a wild turkey, by the way. Not any old turkey. He's a wild turkey. He's a wild guy. I think I've got that a little bit too far forward. So there's his feathers. And there's his tummy. And then there's a sort of flap that goes over the feathers. But they're also feathers. I mean, all of these are feathers. But this is a little feather flap here that he's got. And then there's more feather flaps here. See? And then we'll give him some shorts here. Right here. Nice little black shorts. And then his little feet are here. And I've got him standing in some grass. So you can just do a bunch of little lines like this. I've got his body, so I'm just evening my body out, sort of straightening it out a bit, putting his shorts in here. And there we go. Good way to do grass is just kind of go back and forth with your pencil. All right, so now we're going to get into finishing our guy, okay? So I'm going to press a little bit harder so you can see what I'm doing. So if you look at your photograph, you'll see that he has a lot of really interesting. So these guys are going around. They're like little circles. So if you want to get a piece of paper, you're just going to draw like this. So this is what we call a pattern. So a pattern would be you go a little circle like this, and then this one goes this way, and then this one goes here. So you can literally make it like a little pattern. So we'll do that, but it's going around his body. So we'll try this one first, and it starts around here, 2, 3, 4, and up to his collar. Then it's going this, between them, there. And it's kind of coming around his body. So it's smaller here, and then they're bigger here, coming around the body. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You can, I just tap it in like this. Okay. So we'll just give him these are his feathers that he's got here that we have to pluck off in order to eat him. Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's his tummy. That's his breast, the breast that we don't put on weight because we have, turkey breast is 0 points or something. I know, I'm always dieting. So, and then let's get those in first. And we're just doing lines right now and not bothering with anything else, just the lines. Okay. There we go. Oh, look, if I hold this up, it's much better. The next one we're going to do is they go around here. So this is the top of his wing. So these are going here like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're kind of going. And then you can sort of see. So they're kind of going around. As long as you get it pretty good, it'll work. And then around his collar, they're very small. And then around his tummy here, or his body back, they're going this way. So as long as you sort of see they're going in different ways, you see? And we're going to come to the bigger feathers. So they go around away here, kind of coming around here. This is like his shoulder blade. And this is I guess this is sort of like his elbow or whatever. And then here's his hands. What a beautiful boy he's going to be.
Mhm.
When you've got those in, now you can start to go to these back. Now, if you look at these beautiful big feathers, they kind of come around, and then there's a little white tip at the end. And there's sort of pots of white. So now if we draw these, then we can take our pencil and just stroke it in nicely. So you got a little bit of dark here, lighter. And then we've got a white area here, see? And this is the same throughout. to kind of get a little bit of a rhythm going where, they're each the same. They have a grayish one, then they have a nice black part of the feather here. You can press a little harder, and then there's a white part to the feather. Now you can get, you could get really detailed, and, once you get the photograph from me, you can do a more detailed one, but we'll do it pretty simple here. So this is the white part that I'm interested in there. See? So now we're using shading. I'm just taking my pencil and lightly shadowing in here. I could put it up even on its side. It's really good because this is sort of like, it makes me feel like I'm making feathers here. And a feathery look.
Bye, Marie. Marie has to go. It's
Bye,
almost
Marie.
12.
Bye.
Bye, Marie.
Wonder if everybody would like to do, I was thinking the one next month, we should maybe everybody could bring watercolors. We could do a watercolor gingerbread house.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
I'd love it.
You would?
Yeah, watercolor
right.
is difficult.
Yep. Well, it's pretty easy if you know how. I have an amazing, if you're interested in watercolor, we have upcoming on the 9th of November. The 9th of November, we have a watercolor class where we're going to do a watercolor of a fall landscape. And the teacher is one of the best watercolor teachers in the Bay Area. So we will include some details on that when we send you the recording. And then maybe you want to join that because name is Steve Curl. And in my YouTube video, in my YouTube channel, I have an interview with him. So there's an interview with him on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think that's the 10th of November, Caroline.
10th of November. What did I say?
9th.
Thank you, Donna. Donna, I don't know what I'd do without Donna.
10th of November is the watercolor
And now
workshop.
you can see I'm pressing really hard here to get my blacks in, but I never put the darks and the black. I don't put it until the end. Like everyone wants to rush ahead and do all the details. So now this is the fun part with these beautiful wing feathers here. It's so beautiful. So they have these little dots here, see? Just make it's sort of like a little, and I want to make them really bright. You can get the feeling of how, and you don't even have to follow the rules, just make them a little dark. So you just press hard and make little kind of like piano keys. But Donna, you'd like doing this one. This is
Yeah, he's really fun looking.
so pretty.
Yeah,
Hope he gets away.
the textures are great.
I want anybody to capture
We
him.
hope he gets away.
Too pretty. I got him from a website about turkeys. Oh, I think I got it actually was I got it from
Wild turkeys.
oh the anyway, I think it was some sort of official. So now I can start to put all the darks in. Okay. How's our timing going?
It's 12:02.
Okay, so we had a bit of confusion to begin with, so I'll go a little bit later for those that can work with me. Now I've got my pencil on its side, and now I'm just shading in and putting some shadow in, giving him a little bit of gray here, and I'm just putting some shadow. And you know, giving him some grass to sit in because he's a wild turkey. And I'm here, this is acting a little bit like a bit of shadow under him because he's casting a bit of a shadow. And that kind of grounds him and makes you feel like he's, you know, standing on the ground. Got to get these shorts in. I love his shorts. He's looking kind of cool. I think I'll call him Hector, okay? I think his name, I don't know why, but his name is Hector. You know, I like to name my guys. And then, you know, you can come on. So I happen to have a brown pencil here. And I think I'll just add a little bit of brown into these pretty brown. And I'll just add a little bit of brown. Now the pencil I'm using is it's kind by Derwent, and it's called it's just a brown pencil. It's yeah, so I like Derwent quite a bit. But I'm just gonna do like a little bit of color in it. I think it'll make it even more interesting to add a wee bit of color. And especially I definitely want to find some red here and add some, give him something nice and red for his wattle and his whatever you call it. I don't know what to call him, Donna.
I don't know, the parts of a turkey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out pretty fast. Because we're drawing turkeys and all kinds of wild things.
Birds. Yeah, we need to know the parts of the birds.
I've got all the wrong things here. Hold on. And we hope you'll visit the website, and we hope that you will join and follow us on the YouTube channel, which, you know, is a way to get to know us. Is just by, you know, there it's all free. And then if you really would love to learn how to use some your you know, watercolors, we've got a really wonderful watercolor class upcoming, which is going to be quite fun. And there's my guy coming along there. All right. And there he is, the beautiful turkey.
So that kind of wraps up our lesson, and here you can see my final drawing after I put in a lot of detail, added some color, so on and so forth. And so there's my turkey for Thanksgiving. And I hope that you enjoyed the classes and that you're going to do a few more with us and continue doing more of our YouTube videos by subscribing, as you can see in the next slide. So here now you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and there is plenty for you to do, both for beginners and more advanced teaching. So I think you're going to quite enjoy doing those. So subscribe and you'll get a monthly download, a weekly download. And then here we've got now also our website. And our website is www.thejoyofdrawing.org. And you can go to the calendar and see what's on. And you can also join our weekly class. We do have weekly classes if you're interested, and different workshops. So have a look and see if that matches with something that you might enjoy. And thank you very much for attending and doing the class, and we'll see you again soon.